This is so random. I don't know why God wants me to give this example, but I'm going to give it for all intensive purposes. So at my old job, we used to have this pasta cooker that nobody could get to boil all day without it boiling out or the water being too cold where it couldn't cook the dumplings. I was like one of the only people that could get this machine to work the way it needed to work. And so one day, we're all talking about it, and I would try to teach people how to get the machine to work. And so what I said is, y'all trying to tell the machine what the machine need, and the machine is trying to tell you what it needs. Y'all just going based off of what somebody printed on the machine to tell you where to, put the temperature gauge. I said the thing is that if you listen to the machine, it tells you exactly its perfect point. Like if you had the water running too much, then the water would be too cold and the dumplings wouldn't cook. If you didn't have the water running enough, then the water would heat up too much and boil out, and so you'd have to refill it and you're behind on orders. And it's very much so the same way that I look at people. And the machine didn't tell me that. It's more so the things that the Holy Spirit has taught me through people. And it's very much the same way that I look at people. When I look at someone, everybody has their perfect little point, but everybody also has print to tell you where they think that perfect point is. But when I look at people and I talk to people and things like that, I hear what that perfect point is. I know exactly where to turn it so that the water isn't too hot and the water isn't too cold. And with the pasta cooker, one day I was telling them, I said, well, you got to actually bend down and listen to the mechanisms. I said, what you do is you fill it all the way up and then you turn it off. Like you literally listen to turn it off. And then as soon as you hear that click off where the water isn't running anymore, you turn it just slightly to where you hear the water gently running. And when you do that, that's the perfect point for the machine. And it'll do exactly what you need it to do. And mind you, that little pinpoint prick that I found was nowhere near where it was printed that the machine should operate at. So when I look at people, it's very much the same way. When I look at them and I hear their spirit and things like that, their spirit is like telling me to listen, turn off, and then go ahead and just click ever so gently right to that perfect place that God wants them to be. So that's why, when I meet people and I talk to people, I always can identify the things that they need, and I can always identify the things that God wants to get running in perfection. And I try to tell people, it's not about how you see it and how you think about it. It's really about what God wants, because 9 times out of 10, that print that we have on ourselves is nowhere near that little perfect point that keeps the water just right, boiling all day, not too hot, not too cold. That's God's little perfect point. And we all need to learn how to find that. And I found it by listening. I didn't find it by following the directions that were on the machine because the directions weren't working. I found it by understanding the things that the Holy Spirit was telling me, and I learned the machine by listening to it and giving it exactly what it needed. Because another machine made by the same person might operate at that line that they said operate at. But that particular machine was old, it was worn out, it was beat up, and it needed that level of attention. And that's the level of attention that God puts in people. And that's the level of attention that we need to find in ourselves, and we need to find in others so we can have more understanding of what they need.